Welcome, fellow travelers, to Cruis'n with Chrissy. Here's our host, Chrissy.
Chrissy. Hi. And don't forget it's lovely Steven.
You know, I was nice to you.
All right.
Anyway, we have our episode today of our 10 or our top 10 essential things to pack. If you're cruising or no matter what kind of travel you're doing, that we have found over the many years is things that we always pack. And we've got a cruise coming up next in about 3 weeks on MSC, our first one. And we're going to be trying the yacht club. So we can't wait to get back and tell you all about that. But we will be packing all of these things.
Yes, we're going to be on the MSC Meraviglia, leaving out of New York.
Okay, starting our list. We're going to go from number 10 to number 1. Stick around for number 1. We think you're going to find it the most essential tip. In fact, it's going to be so essential, you're going to carry it around like you do your room key card. And you're going to use it several times, and you're going to wish that someone else besides us had told you about it. So,
yes, so whether you are a first-time cruiser or this is your 100th cruise.
Okay, without any further ado, here is our top 10.
So the main thing that I like to bring with me on every cruise is my mug. So that way you can get your drinks at the pool bar, you can get at the cafe. I keep this with me all the time and just refill it with water. Very essential. You can take it on the beach with you, but something that's insulated is going to be best.
Number 9.
Never go off and forget your portable chargers. This is really important, not only for the flight, but when you're on ship, when you're on an excursion, on an island, you always have a way to recharge your devices. So you've got, depends on what you have. It may be your Apple device, your phone. It could be your iPad if you take that. We also use our GoPro, which is how we're filming right now, and we have a portable charger for our GoPro as well. So always keep those handy, because our last trip, our GoPro did run out of battery and we didn't have a way to charge it, and so then we had to start filming on our phone, which also used up all the batteries. So make sure you keep your chargers with you and your charging cord.
Number 8.
So on the excursions, depending on what kind of excursion you go on, but it's always good to pack an extra beach bag, something that is enough to maybe hold your towels, your extra change of clothing, swim trunks, swimsuit, whatever it may be. But just pack this in your bag, your carry-on suitcase, and you always have a little tote to carry on your excursions. And with that, always take an extra Ziploc bag. We always take a freezer-size gallon bag, so you can put your wet bathing suit or whatever items in there, and not to get your other bags that you take wet.
And I always suggest on the way to your end destination, be it a cruise, is that you put your medications in those Ziploc bags, especially if you do little daily pill planners. So if a couple pop open on you in your trip, they fall in the bag. Number 7. Number 7 is magnets.
The hooks, magnetic hooks for your room.
I know other people have talked about these, but what's really important with them is just the silly little things you can do. You can get these on Amazon for like $3, $4, $6, I forget, but it's a dozen of them.
And they come in different sizes. We've got kind of a medium size, but there's never enough room in your suite or your room on board to hold your lanyards, a hat, your wet bathing suits, whatever it may be. These just stick right to your wall, and you can hang up what you need to.
We only have so much counter space, as anybody that's been on a cruise ship knows, and it's at a premium. And it's also in the way for the poor room steward that's trying to clean your cabin. So the nice thing about this, you can take one of these hooks, and we've got the ones here that'll hold like 40 pounds. So it doesn't take much. And then
we've got our door hanger that we're going to put on our door so that way we can find what room we're in.
And you know what? That came from the dollar store. Seriously, so these are things, if you lose them or they don't make it back, you can leave it for a future traveler to enjoy. So don't forget your hooks.
And tip number 6.
Oh, tip number 6. This is even coming from a guy. This is Wrinkle Guard. And this one's made by Downy, but there are different brands, but this is a name brand. There are a couple things that I love about this because I wouldn't know how to iron if my life depended on it. But what's cool about this, you can take your shirts out of your bag, you can hang that little shower run string you've got in each cruise cabin, and you can hang your shirts from that line and just douse them with this. You don't douse them, you just lightly mist them. And that way you close the door, they aerate, they dry. Within about 5-10 minutes, you look like you ironed everything. And really important, this is in airplane travel safe size so that you can get it on the bag, because if you're travel savvy, well, we don't like to check bags. So boom, we're through TSA and we're rocking toward the plane. But this is something we always pack.
And if you've never cruised before, ironing irons are prohibited. So you can't take a steamer, you can't take an iron to steam your clothes or iron your clothes. So the wrinkle spray is really good to use.
And now we're on to number.
And tip number 5.
Don't forget to pack your teddy bear. This is Remy. He's one of our Yorkies. No, you can't pack him. It's one of the bad things about travel. Bye, Remy. Number 5. Fans.
Personal fans.
This may sound crazy, but the nice thing about this little fan is it's battery charged. You can take it with you, and you can charge it off of one of your outlets in your room. Also, what's great about it is when you're stuck in places where it was just miserable. I'll give you a great example. We were flying back from Europe and we got stuck in New York JFK security, and the line took an hour. It wasn't moving. It was stagnantly hot. They weren't passing out any water or anything. We were suffering. Having one of these with you at the right time, especially when you're in airports or traveling in very hot weather, doesn't take up much space in your beach bag, but oh, can it be a godsend. And this one has multiple speeds.
Very nice, and not, it's very light, not heavy at all.
Now, speaking of fans, one of my favorite things when I'm out and about in the hot Caribbean is one of these neck fans. The beautiful thing about this puppy is you put this on and it's blowing cold air up your neck, and it's got a metal pad in the back that stays frigid, and it'll run on a charge for about 3 to 4 hours, and it will significantly improve how hot you get, you know, especially if you don't have a hat on or just wearing sunscreen. Really makes a difference. These aren't very expensive. Definitely recommend the neck fan. And lastly, along fans,
we have his and hers for this one.
We found these on Amazon, and we will leave you a note at the end of this on how to link to the stuff that we found. But these were on Amazon. Hand me that box. This is the actual brand. The reason we like this, literally these were like less than $3. Again, if you lose it or it breaks, no tears. But what's really cool about it, it's got a multiple speed on the bottom, about 5 variable speeds. It's very quiet. It plugs into your PC outlet again, which cruise ships have these days, or into a laptop. And at the same time, it has these little foldable legs so that you can put it on your nightstand. And at the same time, you can fold those legs back up and you can literally just hang it as well with one of those metal hooks from the base. So whatever you have to work with. And then you got his and hers, and we meant on the nightstand. So you've got one blowing on each of you. Can make a really big difference, especially if you're on an inside cabin.
And they don't take up very much space in your luggage either, so very hands-on, very easy to take.
Number 4.
So one of the things that we have noticed on the ships that we go on is you don't have enough outlets. The plugs are very minimal. They maybe have 3 at most.
Sometimes not even that, depending on how old the ship is.
Of the American, what is it, 110s?
The 120s.
120s? Sorry, I'm a girl. So if you get the converters, European converters, they have usually 1 or 2 European outlets in the room as well. That you can get the converters that you can use, and then you have extra plugs and USB ports as well. So we again just got these off of Amazon, and it's just called a worldwide adapter kit, and it came with a couple different ones. And then what we do is we just keep these in our luggage, so it's ready to go for each time that we go on our travels.
Absolutely, because everybody's got a lot of gadgets they want to keep charged up these days.
Yes.
Where are we going next?
We are going to number 3 of our cruise essentials.
Number 3. This one I have found over the years has been really great if you're a guy and we're afraid of pickpockets, especially when we travel to Europe. This is literally a neck pouch, and in it you can put your passport, and then down here in these smaller pockets you can put your driver's license, 2 credit cards. We always recommend 2. Make sure there's no foreign transaction fees, but put those 2 in there with your driver's license. You zip that up, you put it around your neck. It goes beneath your shirt. No one even knows it's there. And it says no to pickpockets with a capital N, because there's no way someone's getting this off me without me knowing about it. Now, once you get to the cruise ship, take it all off, put it in your safe, and you're good to go.
Yes. And that leads us to number 2, which is a little bit more in depth about the passport situation. Is always keep a copy, a hard copy of your passport in your suitcase. Keep it with you, so that way when you go off ship, your passport is still in the safe on board, but you still have proof of your passport with you on hand, but not the actual one in case you lose it.
Yeah, and I call it a photocopy for the older folks, or a Xerox, and I recommend a colored one. So as she is saying, you may never need it, but if you're in port and you get injured and you got to go to the hospital and the ship leaves you, or if you just have a little too many pina coladas
and the ship leaves without you,
yes, you can prove you're a citizen of wherever, in this case America, and it's going to get you home a lot faster with a lot less hassle than standing on the pier in Ensenada going, I'm American.
And you can also take a copy of it on your phone as well, so you have a personal copy with you at all times.
And if you get separated from your passport in the airport, we always recommend putting that on the bag you keep with you, so it's a second, safe, easy to grab resource if you need verification of your citizenship.
Yes. And another good tip on when you make a copy of your passport is to give a copy of it to a family member, so that way in case something should happen, they also have all of your identifying information.
Very helpful to always have that with the family member that's probably your emergency contact.
And then our number 1 cruise essential packing must-have.
Thank you for sticking around through the whole video to this number 1, and this is something that we swear by. It is by far going to be the most used thing next to your cruise key. Tell me if I'm wrong. Where did I put mine?
And this is why they're over there. Over there. And this is why you always carry more than one. And that is
koozies.
Yes.
Koozies, but in specific, you want to carry beer bottle koozies. The reason you want to have a beer bottle koozie is, you know, if you're at the pool, if you're walking around in, again, Ensenada or wherever you are, it could be bloody hot, and nobody wants to drink
warm beer.
or monkey piss, or whatever you want to call it. It's terrible, and for what you pay for your beers today, that's crazy. So the beautiful thing about this can koozie is one, it's going to let you sip your beer and enjoy it without having to chug it. But two, always get one with a built-in, what I used to laughingly know as a church key. Get it? But the beautiful thing about this, you're a self-contained party.
Yes.
Woo!
Well, and we keep saying beer. Yes, we do like our occasional beer, but with the new bottles that a lot of ships are going to, the aluminum water cans, they fit really good in the koozies as well, so you can keep all of your beverages cool.
And if you get a canned beverage, because you're by the pool and they won't give you glass, this still works. As if you notice, you take your can and you fold it back. So this is the one to have, not a can koozie, because this is universal. And the beautiful thing about this, you can take this puppy, oops, put it right in your pocket and carry it with you along with your room key. And if you need it, because you sit down at the schooner bar or wherever bar you happen to be quenching your thirst, boom, you pull that out, you can sip and enjoy. This is going to be something that you all need to carry.
Yes.
Trust me.
And we usually take about 4 with us because it's inevitable that they get left somewhere.
Yes, I always
So-
take a couple of everything extra important, like an extra pair of reading glasses if you're old, a second pair of shades. But thank you for sitting through our video of the essential things to pack, really on any trip, but especially cruises.
Yes, for first-time cruisers, and whether you're expert, 100 cruises under your belt, these are our essential cruise must-haves. And if you find any of these items useful in your future travels, be sure to look at the links below. We'll have all of those from our Amazon storefront for you to look at.
Thank you again, fellow travelers, and look forward to seeing you when we get on the MSC,
Maravelia.
and we're going to try the yacht club.
Bye-bye.